All right. Good morning, everyone. It's morning here in Arizona. It's afternoon and almost evening in the UK, where my guest, Efe Ohwofasa, comes from. We are here on today's Break the Cage Hangout. Now, it's funny because usually I have a nice, pretty lower third that says Break the Cage, and it's about marketing and breakthrough work. And for some reason, Hangout is acting like a petulant teenager today, and it won't load the lower third. So we're going to go without one. But I do have a beautiful picture of Monument Valley in the background. So meditate on the beautiful mountains in Monument Valley if the lack of a lower third bothers you. Today and for the next several weeks, I get to have a fabulous guest here all the way from across the pond who is a speaker, a business coach, and does all kinds of other stuff. And I'm going to give him a minute to introduce himself and brag on himself in a minute because I'm not pretending to do a great job with all that. But as usual, what you guys know that have followed this series regularly is that it used to be every 2 or 3 months, I do a series of 5 or 6 hangouts on a really important topic. I have skipped several months now. I've had a book to finish, and I have had 2 events to run and a bunch of other things. So it's been a little while, but I'm going to pick it up again. And this is the first one I'm going to do. And this is a 4-part and maybe a 5-part series on marketing. And the title we gave it is what do today's entrepreneurs do to attain financial freedom while living a balanced life. So without any further ado, Efe Ohwofasa, I hope I'm saying that's right. Please introduce yourself and tell us about your coolness.
Fantastic. Thank you, my friend Kellon. And I'm very pleased and honored. I'm passionate about talking about today's subject. In summary, what I do, I give entrepreneurs freedom. Freedom that comes from being able to make more money, work a lot less so that they can spend more time with themselves, the family, and the loved ones. And I've been doing it for over 6 years now. I'm based in the UK. I'm popularly known as the Focus Guru. And today, like you mentioned, we're going to explore what do today's successful entrepreneurs do to attain financial freedom while living a balanced life. So I'll be more than happy to share with you and the guests what I know, what I've done, and how I've helped my clients and what I've found out among today's entrepreneurs. So that's my introduction.
Great, and welcome to the show, everybody, to both Efe and everyone that is watching now and will watch later on YouTube. Now, we started 8 minutes late. Sorry about that. We don't usually do that, but we had some techno glitches. I did too, and I just barely got it up at the hour, and then Efe had some camera problems. So, technology is all our wonderful friend. Today, as you know, maybe we've broken this into 5 parts. Today's part 1, and if you saw the banner, it's marketing. Now, we didn't get that up until yesterday, but there's 2 views on that. One is we were late, and the other view is, hey, everything in this world happens in real time anyway, so oh well. Yeah. So here, marketing, we're going to break into 3 parts. Part 1 is targeting your audience. Part 2 is crafting a message. And part 3 is closing the sale. Those kind of the 3 broad outlines. But we're going to talk about marketing in general, how it's changed, what it means in the digital world, how entrepreneurs do it today different than they used to do, and all that good stuff. So, Efe, why don't you talk a little briefly here for a second and give us some thoughts about maybe a definition of marketing, how it's different, how you teach me, if I was your client, to do some of that. Talk about that if you would.
Okay, great. First of all, I'm going to tell you the benefits of being able to market your business. If you are very clever and you know how to market your business, you will get clients, you will get name, you will increase sales, you make more money, and you have opportunities to serve and profit. Now, in my own story, when I started out about 7 years ago, as an expert who speak, coach, and consult, I struggled for the first 2 years. I didn't have clients. I couldn't make sales. I didn't have money. And it got to a stage whereby I began to doubt myself as an entrepreneur. But life was very difficult. And I nearly met my wife. They were dating, and she had a good thought for me, and she was telling me, it's not working. Why don't you just go and look for a permanent 9 to 5 job and just get off the stress. I said, well, thank you. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give it a try. And it was so frustrating that I actually went to look for a 9 to 5 job. And the first job I got was a salesman job, going on high street, knocking on people's doors, selling telephone broadband. And I was in a mix of team of 5 of us, but I couldn't do it. It was too cold for me. Being an African man, I wasn't used to the cold. So I didn't like it. And it was really proper winter. So when it was about 3 hours to the closing time, I sneaked away and ran away. I said, this is not for me. I'm going to figure out how to do things. And out of desperation, I began to ask questions. Then I met a mentor. And a mentor told me, for me to survive, to thrive, and to succeed, first of all, you first be a marketer, then an expert. I said, what do you mean? He said, go study marketing. So I went into research, studying, do all sort of training and marketing. Then finally, I got my first paying clients. The same week, I got 3 clients when I applied this method. So marketing, if you may ask me, marketing are the things you do that gets your phone ringing. Marketing are the things you do that get the attention of your prospects. Then sales is what you do to convert those attention into money in your bank account. Now, in my work with entrepreneurs and studying today's successful entrepreneurs, the first marketing secret is what I call market domination secret. What do I mean? Market domination secrets, size is not important, but clarity is essential. Clarity of who you want to serve and profit. When I mean clarity, I mean, who is your target audience? Who are the people you want to serve? In my work, in my business, working with clients, I have come to discover you will be much more successful and profitable if you target and niche your services and products to a specific market. So the first marketing secret is define specifically your target audience, then market the services to them.
So let me ask you a couple questions about that. We always hear things like niche markets and mega niches, like, you know, health and weight loss and money and relationships, and then, you know, the 3 mega niches. And we hear Frank Kern and other very successful marketers talk about that stuff. And and then we also hear, well, you got to get a specific audience, like you've just said. And I'm going to agree with you. I came at this differently. I've been retired as an executive for 30 years, and I started coaching about 8 years ago. And you started at the other end, younger, and didn't have that particular walk. And so you have a completely different and maybe better perspective starting from there. But sometimes what I hear people, well, if I talk really narrowly, and I encourage people to do what I call micro niching, which is smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until you feel like there's only 10 people in the whole world that might be your target audience. And immediately the objection I get is, oh, if I do that, no one will hear me and I'll exclude all these people that might buy from me. And, you know, people say that and like, well, I could help all these other people. What do you say when someone says to you, oh, I don't want to target that small. I might exclude somebody that will pay me. What do you tell them?
First thing I'll ask them, what do they want? Do they want to make sales? They will say yes. So do you want the easy parts or the tough parts? The thing is, when it comes to choosing a target market, it does not necessarily mean you must be attached to a specific market the rest of your life. It's what I call, when I speak to my clients, you date a target market. When you date a target market, you just pick a number of a specific audience, a specific group of people who you want to serve, and you test the waters. If it works out well for you, then you focus on building on that market, you serve and profit that market. Then within a period of time, You can also target another audience or another market. The thing is, you want to work less and earn more.
Totally. Work less and earn more. Of course, they'll agree with that. And I love the question. So, well, do you want to sell things the easy way or the hard way? And I think one of the big things that you're saying, and I have found that to be true also, is that more narrowly you target your message and your product and service, the easier it is to sell, particularly your first 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 clients, the more specific and narrow your audience is. And that flies in the face upon someone who hasn't sold much and that says, oh, I might be excluding people. And when they say that to me, I say, you are. And that's okay. Completely exclude them. Focus on that one person you know needs whatever it is. And I love the way you say date the market. It's not like you're married to him forever. You're going to sell to that one person right now for a couple of reasons. You're going to get good at it. You're going to get good at talking about your message. You're going to get good at answering objections. You're going to get really good at a couple of things. And if you don't do that, you're not even going to get in those conversations.
Not at all. Not at all. Just last week, I was invited to speak to a group of entrepreneurs. And normally before I speak, do my talk, I try to kind of relate with the audience member before the event. So I walked up to this lady. I said, what do you do? She said, I help people to overcome stress. Oh, I said, that sounds good. I said, if I was to recommend 100 people to you, who would it be? She couldn't mention anybody. So I began to let her know, if you narrow your audience, you can describe them, you can understand the challenges, you can understand their pain, their frustration, and their goals. Then you can easily market and promote your services to them, and you connect with them. So the thing, like I said, you don't have to be married to one specific audience. Date and profit from that audience. If you service rare, and they'll promote you to other people who you can serve and profit from.
So let's, I'm going to do a funny example in here and you can help me with this. So if someone sells sunscreen, that because like me, I have light hair and well, now I have no hair, but I used to have light hair. And so I burn really easily. And so sunscreen is really important to me. But if you say to someone, I sell sunscreen and I say, who do you want to sell to? And they say, well, everybody needs sunscreen because it keeps you from getting skin cancer, and we know that sun damage, blah blah blah. So everybody in the world, in the world. So then the first step is no. How about people that are in the sun a lot? How about people that live in areas like Arizona who are in the sun a lot and the sun shines a lot? How about people who love to go to the lake and spend the weekend at the lake in the sun on the beach where the water reflects on them and they are in the sun a lot in a place where the sun shines a lot or something like that? So what do you think about how do you help people narrow? And if I was all the way down, I'd say, how about somebody like me with red hair who has sensitive skin, who is worried about skin cancer, who's maybe had skin cancer before, who spends a lot of time in the sun and lives in a place where the sun shines a lot. Oh, well, that's the, so how do you help people narrow that down?
In this for this case, I would now study you, for example, as my target audience, what you do, your age, the things you are interested in doing, the kind of profession and career you do, what interests you. I will identify all those things that has to do with you. Then I will ask myself, where can I find more people like you? Where are they? People like you who the same age, the same profession, the same career, the same concern, the same desire for using the cream. Then I will now go to where I can find a number of them, hang out and promote my business to those people. And the joy of it all, when I market or promote my products to you or the group of people, I speak in your language. I talk about the concern you're faced with, your goals, your desire. Then if I say that I connect with people like you who would come out and reach out to me, and they will see me as the expert who serve people like you who have the same challenge, I think that might help.
Okay, cool. So that's like, That's like saying, okay, I'm going to go where people are who go to the beach a lot. They get sunburned. They maybe they buy hats and they buy visors and they, buy those little tents or umbrellas you use in the beach because they're a little worried about it. And places where those kind of people go that buy beach gear and umbrellas and hats and sporting things and in sporting stores and in water ski shops and places like that where you say, okay, here are the people congregating who are going to hang out on the beach in the summer, water skiing, that worry, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So we only have half an hour today, so I want to move on to part 2, which is crafting a message. So after you've helped me and I get down to realize that I only need to talk to one person with their language and their concerns and their worries and their fears, and you're gonna talk to me right in my language. How do you help me craft a message that makes me go, wow, and snap my head around and look at you as the guy?
Well, the answer to that is think about how can you magnetically craft a message that are compelling, that pull the attention of people. And there are 4 things I teach my clients or my audience when you craft your message. We call it the AIDA strategy. It's AIDA. So you want to think about what are the desire, what are the outcome, what are the results your target market wants. So you start with that, the things they desire. Then you want to go further by thinking about their interests. What is it that interests them? What are their lifestyle? What are they looking for? That is key. And in all marketing materials you create as well, there must also be call to action. I've seen quite a number of professional service companies who I consult with. They spend thousands of pounds in their marketing material, but they fail to put call to action. By call to action, I mean tell the people reading all your marketing material what to do next. Should they call this specific number for more inquiry? Or do you have a web link you want to direct them to get more inquiry? Again, the call to action, there should be a time limit and there be a scarcity. Then that will prompt them to pick the phone and actually call you right now. So that's what I would say. And the content of your marketing material, it shouldn't be about you at all. It shouldn't be about how long you've been in business. It shouldn't be about how many qualifications you've got. But it should be about focusing on the needs, the desire, and the challenges your clients or your target market are facing today.
So if I were to follow those instructions and I were selling that sunscreen to people like me who burn, and now I don't spend time at the beach anymore, but okay, because I don't want to worry about that. But let's pretend that I did for a minute, okay? So I would craft a message that would say something like, would you like to spend your time at the beach worry-free, knowing you're not going to give yourself skin cancer or suffer from terrible pain for the next 3 days because you got a terrible sunburn? How would you like to enjoy your time in the water, enjoy your time at the beach, have fun, and be worry-free about enjoying that time? And on top of that, if you want to have that right now, call this number in the next 60 minutes because I have a special for you. And if you do it in the next 60 minutes, you're going to get half price for my super special sunblock spectacular just made for beach bums like you.
Yeah, that sounds good. Very good. So, and in addition to what you just said, you say call this number now. The marketing mindset, you want to limit the availability number. So you could say, I only have 10 of these for half price. And if 10 is gone, it's gone. You pay the full price after the first 10. And it works like magic.
So then I say, all right, so on top of it, fixing my message, it would be call this number right now because you got half price for the next hour. And on top of that, I've only got 10, so it won't even last an hour. They'll be gone in the first 15 minutes. So if you don't get to the phone right this minute, you're going to miss out on the 10, and then you're going to be paying full price even though the hour's not up. And think about how that's going to wreck your weekend. So get on there and you'll have extra money to buy more, I don't care, soda pop, water skis, whatever else you're going to buy because you saved all this money on sunscreen. Okay, cool. So give me an example. There's a third part, but I'm going to ask you one more question. Give me an example of who your favorite client is, maybe that you've worked with in the last 3 months. You don't have to give names if you don't want to, but type of client that you love working with.
I love working with professional service provider entrepreneurs, specifically. For now, in the last 6 months, I have been targeting coaches and consultants, and majority of them, they want more clients, they want more freedom, they want a great system in their business. So I work with coaches, speakers, and consultants who provide service professionals.
That's fantastic. What is the biggest need that speakers, coaches, and service professionals, so let's just pick coaches and speakers and consultants. I understand that market because I was that. I did a lot of consulting in my executive career and so forth. And then I also coach people, so I'm a coach now. Why do you like that group? What draws you to that group? And what is their biggest crying need?
What draws me to that group is because I have a signature story that I could share with them that will inspire them. I have an expertise that I've learned from the days of struggle and frustration that I could share with them and show them the result I've been able to achieve. Like me, being into the industry for the first couple of years, I had no single client at all. And there's something that I've done right that I could share with them. And there are a lot of people who go to professional coaching schools, they get trained as professional coaches, but they don't know how to market their expertise. And many get discouraged, burn out, quit, and do something less than their highest potential.
So that's really cool. So you have a personal story of achievement, going through the struggle period, having no clients, wondering if you should, quit. I'm going to quit. And your girlfriend says, stop the stress, go get a job, do something else. And you said, no, I'm going to go do this anyway. You figured it out. You have a hero's journey. Fell off the cliff, got up, patched your own leg, climbed up, and planted the flag for victory anyway. Ding.
Yeah. Ding.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that means if you need that and you love to do that kind of thing, Efe is certainly the guy to talk to. He spelled his last name Ohwofasa, and he's in the UK. So definitely take an opportunity to look him up. It's funny because the coaching school you mentioned, I have a bunch of clients that are doctors and a bunch of clients that are attorneys. And they tell me the same story. They say they want to make money doing something besides clinical practice. And they don't get taught any business skills at all in medical school. It's about, memorizing the whatever bone's connected to the whatever bone. Yeah. And they don't have any business chops at all. And I've got a doctor right now, and she's been pinging me all morning with texts because she's just about to do her book launch party. And she came from a struggle background, and she's so excited. And she's got all these people coming as VIPs and paying $100 a ticket, and she's jumping up and down. Yeah. And just a few months ago, she had no idea how to even think about that and how to write the book and how to get the thing out. And now she's got a course almost done. She has the book done, and jumping up and down because she said, I never learned how to run a business in medical school. So it's the same kind of thing you're saying with the coaches, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's jump on to the last part. It's a little after the half, but we're going to run long today because we started 10 minutes late. So part 3 is closing the sale. So you've identified your target market. You've got them down to you're talking to 1 people, and now you've got them around you. And they hear you, and they say, yeah, I got to talk to you. And then you have a great message talking about their specific need and their language so they think you know them inside and out. And yet still, when it comes time to get the cash, a lot of times people's stomach knot up and the conversation gets weird. And The atmosphere changes. So how do you help me close the sale?
The first secret to closing any sales is to be able to ask open questions. You ask your client questions to find out where they are, what they need help with, what their goals are, and what their desires are. You must understand that. So that during the sales process, you use those things you understood, you use the language to connect with them. You want to know where, what are the things that is next for them. So when you close the sale, you close the sale based on their goals, their desire. Then you propose a solution to the problem. When you propose a solution to the problem, then you want to ask them what is next for them. Then you keep silent.
Okay.
Majority of people would, yeah.
I was just going to use it for our funny example of sunscreen. So if I'm doing that and I've asked the right questions and followed your instructions, then I know that my client wants to go out, or my potential client, my prospect, wants to go out to the weekend, because it's just getting to be summer here in Phoenix. The first 100-degree day was yesterday, so or day before yesterday. So they want to go out in the weekend, and they want to spend, and their goal is to go out there to have fun and not have to worry about getting burned and feeling yucky or blistering or anything else. So you know that's what it is. And following what you just said, I propose to them, well, you know, I have a product that will give you that answer. You'll be able to go out all day long and play and do your stuff and not have to worry about that. And proposing a solution to them. And then what?
Then you remove the risk. You remove the risk is by saying, what do you think about it? They will say, they will not ask you, most of your prospect or client will ask you, how much is it?
Okay.
And when they ask you that question, like what I do, they ask you, how much is it? The thing I say next is, that is a great question. Then before you mention the price, the figure, you want to take away the risk. You give them guarantee. You want to tell them, my products, I trust what it can do for you. Like it, or if you don't like it, I'll give you money back guarantee. Then you want to ask them, how do you feel? What do you think about that? They say that's nice. Then you want to give them price options. Either they pay this amount or they pay this amount. Then you ask them which one is the best fit for them. You close the sale by actually telling the price and asking them which one they want to go for. Now you keep your mouth shut. Wait and listen to what they're going to say next. So when you wait, so they will tell you, oh, I will go for this option. Or they will ask you more questions. So it depends on what they say next. That will determine what you will do next.
Okay. So then I say, so I have something that salutes for you, and they say, oh, okay, how much is it? And here it is. Well, then you see, I take away the risk. My products all come with a money-back guarantee, and there's two ways you can acquire this solution. You can have 3 tubes for $10, or you can have 1 tube for $5. Which one of those is best for you?
That's fit for you. You remain silent. You don't say anything. You just maintain, if you're the face-to-face, you maintain good eye contact, positive body language. You smile. You just keep it quiet. Don't interrupt. Wait for them to talk next.
Okay, cool. Then what? So they come back and what you told me is they'll do one of two things. They'll either pick one. I'll take 1 tube for $5, or I'll take 3 for 10, or they will ask another question like, well, do you have a different arrangement, or do you take payments, or some other question like that?
Okay, when they say if I take payment, the best way to do it as a clever entrepreneur, you will say, I take 2 payment. I have 2 method of taking payment. So either you pay me cash or you pay me by credit card. Then you ask them, which one would you like to use today? It's a psychology. So do you want to pay cash or you want to pay card? So they will now be thinking, oh, I will pay card. As soon as they say pay card, they say, okay, that's great. I'll take money now, and I'll put it into the system and take cash. Then you quickly, smartly process the payment, take payment, and thank them and say, great. That's it.
Okay, cool. So everyone that listens to this now, that's watching now on YouTube, or that is watching it later, because of course I'm going to put this up and I'm going to give it to Efe, and I'll give him a link and he'll put it up for his folks too. What you've got now is you've got instructions about specifically closing, so you know their language, you solve the problem, you give them options about payment. And I heard him say 3 or 4 times, you don't nervously jabber, you just ask them which one works and you keep your mouth shut. And then when they ask if you take payments or something else, you give them 2 payment options. You don't say yes or no. What you say is, yes, I take 2 different ways, cash or card. And so you're not saying, yeah, 15 cents a month for the rest of your life. You're saying, I take cash or card. Which one works for you? And then again, I'm presuming the answer is shut up and don't talk.
Yep.
So you've gotten some fabulous advice here. We've got time for one more thing or a couple more things. What other final parting advice would you give our people today about marketing, either in the target audience, clarifying, crafting your message, or closing the sale?
Well, it's one thing: self-confidence. Self-confidence in your expertise, self-confidence in your product, self-confidence in your service, confidence in the fact that you believe, you are confident that your services or your product is useful to people, and you know it is good. You must believe in it first. So that's what I would say.
That's beautiful. It's interesting because I was visiting with someone the other day. I met at a networking event, and this particular person was selling a service where they bundle it was a third-party service. They take your existing cell phone provider and your existing cable provider and existing, I forgot, something else. And they bundle those, and they have some negotiation thing where they save you money. And that's all fine, and it could be a viable product. But we never got that far because they were so wishy-washy about talking about the product in terms of, I know I can save you money. We can use your existing providers. You don't have to change anything. We'll handle everything. Just all you have to do is let me save you some cash. Would you like to do that? And then shut it up. Where I say, well, obviously I want you to save you some cash. They didn't do that. And so that confidence was lacking. And so we never got to finding out target audience, crafting a message, or anything else, because that confidence was so
shaky.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Efe. This is the first of several that we'll be doing in successive Saturdays. Next time we'll start on time because we're going to have our technical problems solved. And would love to have you join us next time. Next time we're going to talk about mindset. So it's going to be what today's successful entrepreneurs do to attain financial freedom while living a balanced life in their heads. And so we're going to deal with that stuff. Efe, you have any final words for our wonderful viewers today?
My final word is believe in yourself, believe in your business, and commit to serving. When you serve, you will profit.
When you serve, you will profit. I love that. That's a writer downer. Take it away and write it down. When you serve, you will profit. All right. We'll see you guys until next time.